Hello everyone and welcome to my channel and welcome to this week's video. It's Sunday today and I am, as people say, absolutely pooped. I've done a 200-mile plus round trip yesterday to Norwich, where I saw my brother-in-law and his partner for the first time in year and a half. Yeah, basically since my husband passed away. I hadn't seen him since then, so it was really nice to catch up. We're not very close. We've seen each other. We had seen each other like a couple of times a year before, and life is busy and we all just kind of have our own lot of things going on. So because of that, we just kind of try to reach out once in a while. But yeah, I just needed to go to Norwich and he lives nearby. So I just said, do you want to see me? And he said yes, and it was lovely. We just had a coffee and kind of like a chat where we updated each other on what's been happening in our lives. And yeah, after that, the main reason why I went to Norwich was a 3-year-old's birthday party. So I went to see my really good friend that I've known for almost 12 years and who has a 3-year-old. And the little baby girl was celebrating her 3rd birthday party, and I like to support friends. We are all living different lives. I have married friends, I have divorced friends, I have friends happily single. We're all different, but we are here for each other and we just show up no matter what. And I feel like this is the most important thing about friendship. You just actually show up, you make an effort. And surprisingly, a day before, I had a conversation with my mum about me visiting and going there, and she somehow kind of mentioned that, oh, isn't it too far to go? And the answer is not. The answer, if the friend is really good friend and it's been there for you throughout your whole kind of life that you've known them, you just show up. You do return the service, you return the effort back, because friendships do not exist in a vacuum. They do not just kind of like float around and you can abandon friend and then somehow come back to them again. Yes, I've done this. I did it in my past, especially when my husband was ill. I just did not have the mental and physical capacity to be there for my friends. But now obviously I can do that, and I want to do it because my friends are my family. I don't have anyone here in the UK. And all of these are people that withstood the time of me going through different phases of my life. So I really want to be there for them. But yeah, my mum basically mentioned, for a different reason, she used that phrase, blood is thicker than water. And because we were talking about a different topic, and I must say I totally disagree with that comment. It is a comment for a reason. It exists. It's a phrase. It's something that people use. But I also feel like sometimes people abuse it and almost use it to excuse toxic relationship in families, and use it as an excuse to expect things from you just under the guise of a family label. But they do not show up. They do not make an effort. They just think that because you have a label for their relationship, let's say sibling or mother, father, or grandparents or nieces, nephews, they just can exist without any effort on your part. and it's not the case. And I am 100% the example of it. I live thousands of miles away from my actual family. I live in the different country, and I've often heard that sentiment of I've chosen to live far away, so I must, you reap what you sow kind of a sentiment. But we also live in the 21st century. I understand that it's quite hard to abandon your life in a different country for a week, pay for plane tickets for 4 individuals, like your whole family unit, to visit one person. That obviously it's cheaper, economical and easier to move that one person who decided to move away and visit the family for a week. It is, but as I said, we live in the 21st century and we all have access to internet. Phone calls and video calls are free. So there's zero excuse not to actually put any effort or to show up. And I've noticed that there are parts of my family, and I've spoken about that before, that just do not pick up the phone at all. If I did not reach out once every while, like let's say once every 2 months, they would never call. And that person really thinks that they are the main character of their own life. They have their own unit, they have their own life, and that's where their effort kind of lies. And anything behind that kind of unit is just voluntary. It's just something that you should only show up when it benefits you. When you need something, you call that person rather than actually calling when you just want to know what's happening in their life. You want to support them. And I've noticed that I have that with my friends. They actually, yes, we're all busy, so we have to schedule calls. They can't just, like the same way you wouldn't show unannounced to a person. We have to schedule calls into our calendar and say, are you free on Thursday at lunch break to call me? And we have to put it in a calendar and look forward to it. But we still do it, and we vent, we support each other whatever way we can. But it's not labeled family, so it almost doesn't have the same weight. Whilst I know, for example, that I can't rely on my family for emotional support, for practical support, for anything basically, except just updating them what's happening in my life. And yes, it's made me who I am. It's made me very independent and very strong individual that can stand on their own feet and they can support themselves fully for whatever reason. But it also makes me a really strong believer in that phrase, blood is thicker than water, is just so empty if the actions do not support the words. You can't just say things like, oh, you're my so-and-so, my sister, my daughter, or my niece, whoever, but you don't follow through. If someone shows you who they are with their actions, take them on it. Believe them. Take them at face value. Don't let them skew your opinions on that person just because they have a label in your life that others would consider very important. I say that not to be hostile. I say that almost as a learning lesson that I've obviously experienced and I've encountered throughout my 12 years, 13 or whatever years living abroad. And this kind of sentiment repeats itself over and over and over again. And for some people, it's not true. it doesn't make it less important in your life. That relationship with your friend that shows up, is interested in you, and wants to be in your company is not less important just because it's friendship than a relationship that was just given to you by your family status, but no actions actually support that family status at all. I'm not saying to create family dramas. I don't do that. I'm a person that likes to get along with everyone. I don't create conflicts, but I almost follow that kind of, like I said, that belief that if they show you who they are, just believe them and take it at face value. Don't make it into anything that it's not, in good or the bad. Just follow their lead. If they do not care, if they don't interact with you, they don't put any effort, just match them. That's all. You're not weaponizing their relationship. You're just matching their efforts. And it's absolutely fine. So I just wanted to say that because I've been socializing a lot more. I've been seeing more friends. And I've been seeing friends that have been in my life for ages, literally ages. And they are dear friends. They mean a lot to me. And I will try all my absolute best to keep them in my life. So I just wanted to touch on that because I know that this topic can be a bit touchy. But yeah, you learn your lessons. But obviously, unfortunately, I don't have any clips from yesterday because I wanted to be present. I wanted to focus on the people around me. And obviously, for the birthday party, that's a family thing. It has a lot of children running around, so I'm not going to shove cameras into anyone's faces because it's not okay. So I unfortunately don't have any clips from that. And because Norwich is really far away, on a good day, it's 2.5 hours in a car. On a bad day, if you get stuck behind a tractor, it can be 3 hours plus, one way. So I've obviously just left early in the morning, saw my brother-in-law and his partner, saw the little one, and then just drove back to see Finn because Finn was staying at another dearest friend's house for the day and they were looking after him. And he was really happy to see me when I came back. So it was just a whistle-stop tour of Norwich. I didn't really see much of Norwich, but yeah, I couldn't film obviously anything. So I'm sorry for that. It is Monday evening now, and like I said, I'm taking I'm taking long weekends until the until the end of April. So yeah, I've had a really eventful weekend. So we, like I said, I went to Norwich on Saturday. Yesterday, I just spent time recuperating and doing absolutely nothing, finishing my book. Hey!
What you want?
Finishing my book and doing not much really, because I knew that today I have another really long drive. So yeah, the Norwich trip was 110 miles there and 110 miles back. And today the clips that you just saw were from Stamford. So I took my really good friend to Stamford. We took our boys with us, our fluffy boys, and we just mooched around, saw some shops and the architecture, and yeah, it's quite a bougie town at the bottom of the county. So we just just explored, and it was lovely. But I am absolutely and utterly exhausted now, as you can imagine. So back to work tomorrow, and I will basically get my energy back up tomorrow, and then I'm off to London on Friday. So very, very busy few days. But it's lovely. Spending time with friends is always a good time. I need to work on my spring-some jacket. Some of the buttons are going and they're on their last legs, so I will sew new buttons. But whilst I'm doing it, I was thinking that I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you who are reaching out to me in your emails, sharing stories with me, being absolutely lovely and supportive of me. It is appreciated. I read them all. Some of them make me smile, some of them make me really sad for you, because you are definitely sharing your life stories with me, and it's wonderful to feel like you have a space here with me to open up and share, because it is the reason why I started this channel. It was to create community, to feel like I'm not alone, that you are here with me, and it's absolutely wonderful to have this here with you, and to feel like there is someone else on the other side of the screen, listening and watching and connecting. I wanted to say, if you want me to share your emails with my audience, I'm happy to do so. If not, it's absolutely fine. Just I'll never share anyone's stories. But if you do want to, or if you are comfortable, I'm happy to do that, and happy to kind of create this space for everyone to feel comfortable to share. And it's and I wanted to say to my latest email that came through to Anna. I'm really sorry to read your email, and don't ever feel like you need to apologize for your feelings. We are not here to compare each other's lives, so what is difficult for you is different to what's difficult to me, but it's all valid. And I'm really happy that you reached out, and I will respond to you in an email properly. But I just wanted to say that I do read them all. I try to respond to them all. I'm really appreciative of this community. It's maybe not growing, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I just know that you are actually here watching and taking some value out of what I'm doing, and that's wonderful. So thank you again. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.